Hello traders and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 47. It's Iliya here, and as always I'm super excited to see you on my YouTube channel. As always, in this video we're gonna have a look at the market, how it developed, what opportunities did we have, and what can we expect for the upcoming week. To be honest, this week I really didn't enjoy trading because there were too many news. The market was kind of indecisive, the price action was a little bit choppy. I took 2 trades today, a winning trade on Tuesday and a losing trade on Wednesday. Thursday there were some mad news, there were some massive spikes, some massive movements, and on Friday actually it was quiet. I usually don't trade on Fridays if it's not like around London station, but it was very quiet, very choppy, so I just called it a day. 2 trades for this week, which is absolutely perfectly fine for me. And I believe right now, as it's a new month, you can check the monthly candles as well to try to gather some confluence. I don't usually do this because I'm not a swing trader. I don't like having a look at the higher time frames because I try to capitalize on the smaller moves, on the intra-week cycles, right? So we're gonna have a look at the market. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bells in order not to miss the upcoming content. And before we start, I wanna say that this video is sponsored by Crypto Rocket. It's an amazing broker for crypto and it has 52 currencies as well. The spread is low, the commissions are low as well, and the withdrawals are super fast. So I totally recommend it. You can check the link in the description, and if you already did, let's get straight into the video. As always guys, starting with the DXY to have a look where the dollar might take us into the following week. So this weekly candle actually contains some information. From the previous week, we spotted that the market was entering into this kind of area right here with this candle that pushed through into the structural area and left a wick, indicating that the sellers are coming in from that place. And this weekly candle is a strong bearish engulfing the previous 2 weeks of price action, which is pretty significant, I would say. But if we go to the daily and we just have a look at price, we have a push down, push up, push down, push up, push down. And if I translate this into the 4-hourly time frame, look just what do we have. We have those waves. Like this week the market was trending up, the following week the market was trending down, the next week up, and this week down. So you would say to yourself, all right, we can expect this week to trend up, right? So what we do in such occasions is we just mark our structure, because if you learn how to follow structure, you will be able to see where the market might take you, right? Because the previous week we had this trend line up, we had the higher high, then the market broke below the previous higher low, retested to perfection, and then we formed a new downtrend. And so when that happens, you just start following that newly formed trend. So what I will do on this occasion, I'm marking my last lower high. Right now on Friday, we had some sellers coming in to push the market down. Is this manipulation, like to induce more sellers in the market? We don't know. What I will be looking for is for the market to either continue to push to the downside a little bit, pull back to retest broken structure to form a lower high right here, and then continue selling to the downside. However, what might happen as well is the market might push to the upside, maybe break the structure, or maybe come back to the structure to find some resistance, but then fail to push lower, form some sort of a double bottom, and then reverse to the upside. And this is the bullish scenario. So just keep in mind this lower high, because as long as the market stays above it, below it, sorry, we are looking for sales. The EMA is strongly pointing to the downside, as you can see here. When we broke the EMA, that's another confluence that we can use. Right now the market is down, so we keep selling the dollar. So let's see, bearish dollar, let's see the other pairs. EURUSD weekly time frame, as you can see here, we have a very strong bullish engulfing the previous 2 weekly candles, which is pretty strong and significant as well. And we actually closed above the EMA, which is another very nice confluence for taking long positions. So as you can see here, the market found support. It was absolutely the same as the DXY, just in reverse. We found here that kind of double bottom, then the market broke to the upside, and right now we're trading at a new highs, right, for the week. So if I drop down to the 4-hourly time frame to break the structure, like you can see that we were trending down, then we broke the last lower highs, which were just right here, something like this. As you can see, push, pull back again with this week lower low, lower high. First attempt to push down, then the market failed, then we had a breakout, break above the EMA, retest, triple bottom right here, and since then we exploded to the upside. This candle was the news. And as you can see, it wasn't really enjoyable to trade this kind of price action because the market was climbing up, it was climbing down, climbing up, down. And I said, all right, we have a consolidation. And then this day, I remember this day I was looking for something, but the market was just up, down, up, down, up, down, expecting the news. And when the news came in, there were some massive spikes. I didn't advise trading on this one, and I believe nobody took trades from our group on this one, so it's perfectly fine. How I will analyze this pair right now is I can see that there was just a little structural area that formed right here, and I will continue looking for buys because the market is up. As you can see, we're in a clear uptrend. What you can do as well is you can grab like this swing low because this was where this massive move started, and you can drag your fib. And as you can see here, right around the EMA, right around this area, we have the 50%, 38.2%, the trend line. So the market might pull back in and around this area to retest the broken structure right here and to form a new higher low. And if it finds support, if it leaves me with a few 4-hourly rejections, then if I see my hourly setups, then I will be looking for longs. Keep in mind that the market just tapped a strong supply area just right here, so we can expect a pullback. And then at the 27% and the 62% extension, as you can see on the 62, we have a beautiful area just right here. So confidences are aligning. The weekly candle looks very nice to continue pushing to the upside. So let's see if we have further buys on EURUSD. EURJPY weekly time frame, what can we see from here? Well, what I can see immediately is that the market is finding pretty strong support into that demand area right here. As you can see, first wick to the downside failure, second wick to the downside failure, a little bit of manipulation below. Just have a look at the details, how the market wicked to the downside just a few pips below the last weekly candle, and right now we're having a bullish engulf to the upside. So we see that the euro is strong. As you can see, this was something I told my group as well. Have a look at this push, the pullback, the push, and then the pullback starts to get very compressed, and this is very nicely seen on the 4-hourly time frame. As you can see, up until here we had kind of clear pullbacks, but right here the market really started to slow down, pull back, tried to push to the downside, failed, pushed back up, retested that weekly zone and exploded massively to the upside. And if you just have a look, like this feels like the market is very overextended. And if you have a look from the daily perspective, you have a strong push, you have a pullback right here, and right now we have been having a strong push to the downside for quite some time, and the market was about to pull back. And as I was seeing, the market was kind of getting very slow in and around this area. It was failing to continue. It was retesting, but it was failing, and then we had this massive explosion with the euro news. What I can expect on this one, well, I usually do wait for a retest of broken structures. This one looked very nice to me, but as you can see, the market just exploded. And after such explosion, the market tends to retest the 38.2% fib, which is roughly around here. And we have a broken area right here, which is kind of forming a new support. However, it has been quite messy the last days right here at the top, because the market is wicking up, pulling back, wicking up, and right now it's in the middle of nowhere. So what I want to see is for the market to pull back into the 38.2, into the 50%, or in between this zone. It might even pull back to the 61.8%, but if it pulls back that's low, I will be taking shorts. Why? Because if this forms, then I will have broken structure on the hourly, and I will have new downtrend on the hourly into the 61.8% on the 4-hourly. This is how I capitalize on the intraday cycles, right? So this is the setup for EJ. I will be looking for longs just because of this massive impulsive move. It's breaking structure, it's creating a new high. I wait for a higher low. It might take place everywhere around this area, so let's be patient. Let's wait for 4-hourly rejections to indicate that the level is forming, then on the hourly time frame to identify our patterns, and then we go for it. Aussie USD weekly time frame, I want you to pay attention to the candles right here, which we discussed. So on this week, I thought that we said that it was a perfect short opportunity and everyone will be looking for shorts on that candle. Then the next week, we had a push to the downside, but the market failed to continue with the selling pressure and actually closed bullish. And we said, okay, we are not ready to go down. And as you can see this week, we actually have a strong push to the upside and rejection all the way down. So finally, we have the sellers coming in. And I told you this, and if you followed this, then you wouldn't have gotten into any sales. So as you can see, the market opened 27th, just right here, it started with a massive push to the upside, up, and then the last few days we started to sell off. Still, if you have a look at the structure, it is still bullish. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves to the upside, and I believe right now it's time to shift. Okay, so for hourly time frame, if I break the time frame, for hourly time frame, so we had this uptrend right here. Right now we have a strong impulsive move to the downside, breaking below like any trend line, whatever you like to draw it. What I will be waiting for right here, as you can see, there is no clear retest area because the market is not creating lower highs and lower lows. It was just a push to the downside. So what I will wait right now is for the market to pull back. Where it might pull back, well, of course, our fib will always serve us. When the market starts to find support from the bottom to start trying to pull back, then we draw the fib and then we wait 50%, 61.8% in and around this area. If we try to look at the left a little bit, like there could be one of the broken areas like this might serve as potential retest areas as well. But we never know, guys, when the market will pull back and where will the pullback take place. And this is why we always have to monitor price action and just imagine what could be a lower high or a higher low. For example, on this occasion, when the market pushed up and when it started to pull back down, we never know that at this candle the market will stop. But if we monitor this, if we plot our Fibonacci, for example, for further confluence, you can see, oh, 61.8 and 50% pocket. Oh, it's a strong 4-hourly candle with rejection. And then we can drop to the hourly time frame and have a look for our entries. So on this one, I will be looking for exactly the same. I'll pull back to the upside, a lower high formation that I can identify, and then I will be going for shorts. Aussie JPY, very similar price action. As you can see here, we had 2 weekly candles of bullish pressure from the downside, but finally the sellers came in. The weekly EMA is right here, which is actually pretty strong. The daily time frame, we have a beautiful evening star formation, and I think we are ready to sell off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves to the upside, and we should start trending down right now, breaking the full hourly time frame. We can see the similar structure right here. Price hasn't made any pullbacks, but it's very clear that we are breaking the trend line, that we even had a little nah, that's not a retest right here. This was probably news with those big candles, and then just it was released. What I will be waiting for, we can potentially spot a few retest areas. Like this is too high, but I would have a look at this kind of area. As you can see, where price created a higher low, then pushed up, and again, so maybe this kind of area might be a potential retest area. If I drop my fib for where the leg started, it will look something like this. 38.2, this is fine, because after massive pushes, the price usually doesn't pull back to the 61.8, because if it pulls back to the 61.8, it actually creates an uptrend to the upside that we can take longs from, right? So let's see, very similar to AU, let's see where the market will find support, start to pull back, drop our fib, wait for the pullback, lower high formation, EMA confluence as well, and then we can go for shorts. So short bias on AJ, but waiting for that lower high to form. Let's cover the NZDs quickly because they're quite alike the Aussies. As you can see from the weekly time frame, we had bullish pressure from those weekly candles coming in, but the market finally tapped the EMA and some selling pressure came, failing to break above the previous resistance right here. And as you can see from the daily time frame, we were bullish. There was never a sign of sellers. Right here, this looked like a lower high, but then the market pushed down and it failed to make a lower low, which basically created a double bottom, and then we broke to the upside again. Right now, it is still bullish. As you can see, the EMA is still below price, but I think that it's time to sell off. And if we go to the 4-hourly time frame, we can see a massive push to the downside. The market created a little consolidation at the top, failing to break higher, strong leg below, and then we even have a break of this kind of structural area, which will be my potential retest area. I will not take this wick right here because the area just becomes too huge. I will just take something like this, an average, and then I will be waiting for the market to pull back into that area. The EMA is right here, and I believe there is some sort of a Fibonacci right here, 38.2 maybe. Yep, exactly, 50, 38.2, that's fine. So let's wait for the market to pull back right here to show us the rejections from the top to indicate that there are sellers coming in, and then we go down. That's my bias on NZD USD. NJ weekly time frame, similar again, but on this one we didn't have an EMA tap, so we might have another spike to the upside. But yeah, so from a weekly time frame, selling pressure. Daily time frame, what we can see is that this high right here, the market pushed down, failed to break higher, tried to push down but still failed, then we tried to push up but failed to break above the high. right here, and actually price spiked into this to create a nice pin bar right here, and we actually have an evening star formation from the daily time frame, which is pretty powerful. If we go back to the 4-hourly time frame, it is the same. The market was trending up. We formed that high. We massively broke below. We broke below this kind of structure as well, which will be my retest area potentially. This, yeah, exactly this kind of structure right here. Strong push to the downside. It's already initiating the pullback, so I can drop my FIP like this. 50% is right here, 38.2. Let's wait for the pullback into the area, and then we can look for shorts. What might happen, what I don't believe will happen, is the market to really find support in here, try to push up, but still, even if you enter a short right here, the market should give you a little push to the downside in order for you to secure your trade. And maybe if really the buyers kick in, if really because if we have a look from the daily time frame, the overall trend is up right now, but the big key here is that the market is failing to break above the highs. So I really don't believe that the market will find any bullish pressure to continue pushing up. But if this happens, you will have a scenario like this. The market will pull back, you will get your sell, you will secure your trade, and then potentially the market will create a higher low. Right here, it will fail to break below this one, and then you will be just out of the trade. But I think there will be some sells, so let's see if that happens. But I will make sure to wait for the market to pull back first, to give me the rejections, to give me all the signals I want, and then jump in for a short. USD JPY weekly time frame, my favorite pair for the week. I created a video on it breaking down a trade I took, so if you haven't checked it out, make sure to do so. I will leave a little card just right here. So weekly time frame, what we can see that the weekly candle doesn't contain too much information. Actually, the weekly candle closed with some bullish pressure from the downside. So if we translate this to the daily time frame, what we can see, there was our consolidation. The market created a lower high, and right now we are actually pulling back. So is this a lower high from the daily time frame? Well, we shall see if the market is going to hold, but I can see two candles of rejection right here. The EMA is right here. Overall, the market is creating a downtrend. So let's see what the 4-hourly will give us though. So the trade I took was just right here at that lower high after the break of the consolidation from the previous week. Break, retest, strong push to the downside, pull back again, another lower high, lower low, then the market pulled back. Right here, you're looking for sells because this is potentially a lower high, but have a look what happened. We had a strong bullish candle above. Then potentially we still have a lower high because maybe this was just manipulation, just liquidity grab, and we are staying below the previous lower high. But then the market pushed to the downside and it failed to break below, and I said to myself, oh, okay, we're reversing. And then the news came in with that massive candle, broke above structure, indicating again that we are reversing. But then the market came all the way back down again with selling pressure. So it's kind of confusing to say what might happen right now. What I will do, as always, in order to ease up my analysis, I mark my major structure. So I will consider this one to be my major structure and make sure to take this kind of area as well from the bodies, something like this, and the lowest point, which is right here. Keep in mind that we have a very strong support to the downside right here at 106,500. So this is the 4-hourly time frame. The hourly time frame, we have a double top right here, strong break below, pullback, potential lower high. What I want to see for confirmed sales is the market to form a lower high right here, where it is creating a wicks right now. Here it's creating wicks right here, 1 wick, 2 wick, indicating a potential lower high. I want to see the lower low, and I really would love to see a break below that structure. If that happens, then I will be waiting for my pullbacks, lower high formations, and then I will be looking for sells. And there is the other scenario, because we had this strong push to the upside, the market pulls back, but pay attention to the last structural area, which is right here. The market never broke below. So we shall see if this pullback is a higher low of this push, pullback, higher low, and a continuation to the upside. For this, I want to see the market to break above this kind of structure right here, come back for a retest, and then I will be looking for longs. We were short bias on the dollar, so we should be selling this, but first I need to see some strong selling pressure coming in, a retest later to confirm a lower high, and then I will be selling. So let's see what happens, guys. It's kind of indecisive right now, so we really have to let price action do its thing. Probably on Monday we're gonna see what will happen, so no rush on this one. USD CAD weekly time frame still staying in that cluster right here, and as you can see, we have quite some bullish pressure coming in from the downside. but actually the market tapped into a kind of a demand area that some people from the community actually took a trade from here. Just because the market was looking very overextended to the downside on the 4-hourly time frame, and it actually showed some signs right here of failing to break below. As you can see, tried to pull back, then again another rejection, and then we had the breakout. We didn't get, I think there was some people getting at the bottom, but then after the push you can wait for the pullback, because if I drop to the 4-hourly time frame, you have the push, you have the pullback. Here is your trade. If I go to the 15-minute time frame, you can even spot the earliest signs. The market consolidating right here, creating a lower low, pushing back up to create a lower high, but then we fail to break below, indicating that the buyers are taking control. Break above the EMA, pull back into the area. If I drop my FIP, boom, 61.8, structure works absolutely everywhere. 62% extension, perfectly fulfilled. We have a new wave to the upside from here to right here. What do we have next? 50% extension, then we still continue to trend to the upside. So let's focus right now to see what we can expect for this week. Well, actually this was pretty strong to the upside. The market is really extended. I really don't like such price action. So what I will do is I will potentially wait for the market to pull back to form some clear wave, some clear structure to work with, a higher low, and then potentially I will look for longs. As I can see, the Canadian dollar probably is very weak if we have USD CAD pushing up, because we have a weak dollar as well, and it doesn't make sense for USD CAD to push up if the Canadian dollar is really not that weak. Hourly time frame, we're creating strong pushes to the upside, but it's not clean. The market is currently too high. Do I want to buy high? Nope. I will wait for the market to pull back. Potentially you can even have a larger FIP, something like this, to wait for the market to pull back into the 38.2, 50% Fibonacci, into a retest of this kind of lower high, which might be some sort of confluence, and then we go up. But for now, the price is just in a strong push phase, so I'm waiting for the pullback and then potentially taking a trade if I see the confluences. There was some nice price action on USD Swiss franc. As you can see from the weekly time frame, we have very similar to the DXY. We have this kind of structural area from the weekly, first week into the highs, second week into the highs, and then the massive selling pressure was released, bearish engulf of the last 2 weekly candles. Daily time frame, same, down, up, strong push to the downside into support right now. So we can expect the pullback to happen, which will give us actually our trading opportunity. What's happened right here? The market was pushing up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, started to consolidate, created a consolidation right here. Very hard to trade. Then we have a strong break below, through a little retest right here, but it was really not clear. And this candle was all around the market. This was some news, I don't remember what it was, maybe the FOMC statement or press conference, something like this. And then the market just continued to roll to the downside. As we are entering into a strong demand area right now, I would expect the market to pull back. What I see is a little lower high just formed right here, so I will allow price to pull back anywhere around this area to form another lower high in order for me to be able to sell the market where we can take profits. Well, potentially we can start targeting the downside structure. First one will be right here around 0.95. But right now we first have to break this one, which is 0.96, and then we have 100 range to the downside. So let's see if the market pulls back, forms that lower high, gives us those rejections in order for us to sell, and then I believe that we might turn this into a nice swing trade if everything is working fine. So short buys on USD Swiss. Let's wait for that lower high to form. Let's have a look at the GBPs, starting from GU. We have nice weekly price action here as well. Like the last weekly candle was bearish, but with wick to the downside, which actually told me, well, there is not enough selling pressure in order to push the market down. And this week we actually had a liquidity grab into the highs, into the EMA, and this week is even more than 50% of the whole candle, which indicates to me that there are some strong sellers coming in. And this was actually the last day, so yeah, it was possibly profit taking from the push to the upside. So we don't know at this period of time if this market is really going to reverse. We failed to break above this one, creating a bearish daily candle. 4-hourly perspective, what was interesting right here is that we never had broken structure. So the market opened 27th right here with a strong push to the upside, breaking above this kind of structure. something like this. Then we had a pullback, then we tried to push, then we had a pullback, and all those pullbacks were higher than the previous ones, right? If you spot this pullback was higher, this pullback was higher than this one was higher than this one, or actually equal, and we never broke below lows. So I never took a sell on GU. There was a sell on GJ, which I'm going to show you as well. And then the market just exploded massively to the upside. But this price action wasn't nice to trade. It wasn't enjoyable to trade. I didn't see any setups on this one. Then the market exploded into the highs, into the supply area right here. And we have a strong selling pressure right now. So what I want to see from this market, currently it is indecisive. Why? Because we actually are retesting broken structure right now, and all the people will be taking longs. What will happen? The market will pull back, and this pullback will be my key decision making point. Because if the market starts to reject, show me some sellers, I will be taking shorts. Why? Just because I think that the market will be going down. We have quite some push to the upside. We are looking like we're reversing from the weekly time frame. We have a rejection, and I would expect a little pullback to the upside to fill around 50% of this wick. A daily time frame to create a little lower high, and then the 4-hourly time frame to create that clear lower high right here, maybe a Fibonacci area as well, and then the market to start trending to the downside. As you can see, the same principle, the market is trending down 1 week, the market is trending up 1 week, and if you kind of from a logical perspective, this week should be down, right? So let's see if we have that downside movement. It might even take us back into the lows right here. So let's see. But first of all, as I told you, key decision making point right here, if the market will pull back to create a lower high, or if it continues to flush to the downside to break below this kind of structure, then it pulls back for a lower high, shows me the confluences, then I will be jumping in. Going to GJ right now. Weekly time frame, same, selling pressure coming from the top, which is perfectly fine. Drop down analysis, daily time frame, strong bullish candle right here into the highs, but was immediately met with some selling pressure. We actually never broke below this kind of area, indicating that the market was still trending up. But when we broke above it, the market immediately started selling. So this is not a high probability buy right now, if you would ask me. What was the trade? That was very nice. Was this one, like the market broke this trend to the downside. It broke the last structural area just right here. As you can see, the price failed to break above, bearish candle, continuation of the bearish candle, fall below to create a lower low, pull back for a lower high. And if I drop to the hourly time frame, was it the trade right here or what here? Well, yeah, well, you can enter at both places. Here's your first retest, here's your second retest, and I believe it was on the second retest. It was exactly right here when the market was actually trending up. It strongly pushed into the highs, then we had a bearish engulf, and then on the 15-minute there was a beautiful lower. Yes, exactly. There is our trade. This is a trade that I hesitated taking. I will be honest, as I'm always transparent. Why I hesitated trading? Because this was when I think I just got stopped out of EU because there were some massive news release coming in. I immediately got stopped out. Then I saw this and I was like, oh, that was looking like a big wick right now. And I said, no, I better stay away from all that madness. And then it just pushed down. But it was a beautiful trade that I hope you can learn something from. So going back to see what is happening right now. Well, as you can see, the market pushed up, but it was met with massive selling pressure from the upside. All the people will do like this. Will say, oh, 61.8%, oh, retest of structure, it looks so good. However, I see that the sellers are in control of the markets. What I will need for buys is the market to strongly push to the upside, then come back to the downside to fail to break below, because if it pulls back right now, I will be taking sells as on GU. And then the key thing that has to happen for shorts is to break below this kind of area. And if it forms support, I will be break even, and then if I see the buying pressure coming in from the downside, then I will be taking longs, potentially closing my shorts. So let's see that what happens. From the weekly time frame, we said we're looking for sells. Daily time frame looks like a fake out to the upside, bearish pressure coming in. Let's wait for that lower high to form. Rejection, get a short opportunity, and then the key point will be again to break below this structure, which will indicate to us selling pressure. So nice trade right here. You can go on your charts, analyze it to see what you might see. And then again, another key point, guys, when the market created that low, there was a massive buying pressure coming in. The market pulled back to create an equal lower high just right here, but pay attention, we never continued below. the market broke above and we actually had a long opportunity with the breakout trade right here and the retest as well. So next one, GA. I don't trade GA. I don't like GA much. So from weekly time frame, what we can see is a strong wick to the downside, indicating that buyers are stepping in from that area. Overall, the market is trending up. If you just have a look at it, daily time frame, there was a strong push to the downside, a very kind of short pullback, strong push to the downside for like, yeah, maybe 2 weeks. It looks like this. Then a massive bullish candle pullback. So is this the pullback? Is this forming a lower high right now on the daily? Well, we don't know. If we put our Fibonacci, we can see it's already into the zone. It's already retesting this kind of broken structure just right here. Almost. So this could be a daily setup. Yeah, as you can see, I hate price action like this. Very sharp decline and then very sharp push to the upside. What I want to see on this one, guys, is for a structure to start forming. I would see for shorts the market to push to the downside, to break the trend line, to pull back for a lower high, to form something like this, and then I will be looking for sells. For longs, I want to see the market pull back, maybe retest into this kind of area right here, to pull back, give me some long opportunities, rejections, then I will take a long, and then I would like to see the market break above this area in order to hold my long. But if I get here in the long, I will for sure take profit in around this area. So this doesn't affect me in any way, but for now I don't see anything clear that might happen into the market. This is the daily area that you can look at. This is a potential retest area if you can look at for longs, which is in alignment with 38.2 and 50% Fibonacci zone. So let's see what happens on this one. It is not clean. And for GA, you have to pay attention to AU as well and the strength of the Aussie. So let's see what happens. I don't want to give a specific bias because I don't have it for now. And EURGBP, what we can see, there was a strong demand area right here from the daily. We had some people taking a trade from the downside right here. So as you can see, when the market tapped into this massive bullish pressure, then the market was climbing down, rejection right here, strong bullish pressure again coming in, which means, yeah, Euro strong and GBP weak. So are we having GBP sales from the upcoming week? Well, we shall see. There is a break of structure right here. Beautiful break, nice impulsive move to the upside. We can wait for a retest of it. We can wait for our Fibonacci. And this actually looks like the only clear setup with structure that I see for this week. Strong break above, indicating that the buyers are taking control. If you want to draw a trend line, however you draw it, it will always be broken. So we have the buyers in control. Let's wait for the pullback, higher low, EMA confluence, structural confluence, FIB confluence, rejection. Let's go for long. And that's the GBPs. Let's have a look at gold to see what is happening. So on the previous week, we had a strong bullish engulf to the upside, actually filling that wick. And this week we had a bearish candle, but it formed support right here. It potentially formed a higher low, which we're going to see on the daily time frame, and pushed up a little bit, but the market was bearish from the beginning of the week. So we might have had some short opportunities. What we see right here is that the market formed a double top on the daily time frame, but we are still bullish because we have broken this structure, the higher high, push higher high, higher low into the previous higher high, push to the upside, failure to break above, and right now we are staying in this consolidation. So what I want to see, but that's the daily perspective. So if I drop down to the 4-hourly time frame, we can break down structure easily. So when the market was failing here, we had a strong push to the downside, then we have a pullback. So here we were looking for short opportunities, but I'm not trading gold right now because I just don't like the price action. It has a lot of wicks and it's not moving in a clear manner, so it's much better to stay away. As you can see, this was a lower high. The market tried to push down, fake out again, another fake out, then it pushed down, then it doesn't give clean pullbacks, and then it taps into an area, reverses immediately. So just looking at it right now, like from 4-hourly perspective, I will be looking for shorts because we broke below the previous structure. We are actually retesting it right now. If I draw the FIB, we can see that we're at a 61.8%. So it looks like shorts, but I believe from market open, I would really not recommend trading gold on market open, because we don't know where it's going to gap, what it's going to do, who will take control of gold in the beginning of the week. So what I want to see is the market to start trending down, potentially to show me some selling pressure. Then I might wait for little pullbacks to get into shorts. But the highest probability trade, guys, will be a strong break below right here, and then look for longer term pullbacks and then longer term shorts. 4-hourly time frame, it looks like a consolidation, and from the daily, actually the daily time frame builds the clearest picture right here. Right, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pushes ABC. Could be we might break below, retest, then start a new downtrend, but it largely depends on the fundamentals as well and the economic situation right now. Are people investing their money in gold? Is it safe haven? I think it is for now. So maybe we can break above the structure, pull back, retest, and then we go long. So on gold, I am indecisive, guys. This is how I will be looking at the market on Monday, but then whatever happens, I will make sure to adapt to it. Is the stock market going to plunge? Well, we don't know, but we can see the weekly candle of US30 is a massive selling pressure from the upside. Daily time frame still in an uptrend, but is this the correction? Well, we don't know if the economic situation is getting worse. Actually, the corona regulations are starting to relieve a little bit. Shops are going to open, but is this going to be nice for businesses? Well, I don't know, and I personally believe that prices are going to drop lower, because when the businesses open right now, they will have to again pay for new inventory, whatever the businesses, find new partners, because there are a lot of bankruptcies as well. So we really have to be careful what it will happen right now. But from technical perspective, I just see a reversal. The market was trending up, strong push to the downside, breaking below the structure. I will be waiting for a retest in and around this area. Why? Because I can see higher lows and higher highs being formed right here. So this is an area of liquidity. So I will be waiting for the market to pull back in and around this area, give me a short opportunity, and then we might go short on US30. And quickly having a look at Nasdaq as well. The same situation. The bullish push looks better right here. Daily time frame, we created a high. Is this the pullback? We shall see. 4-hourly time frame shows us the earliest signs of the reversal. We have the broken trend line. We even retested the trend line. We even retested the broken structure right here. So what is going to happen? I don't know, and I usually don't trade this, but I would expect a little pullback into the structure right here again. Maybe even head and shoulders right here, another scenario, and then I think this should drop. If it starts dropping, then I will be buying stocks. So if it drops, then I will create a video on maybe potentially give you what stocks am I looking at, and some more educational content. So that's for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video and you got something valuable from it. If you did, please leave a comment below so that I know that you appreciate. Hit the like button so that you support the channel, and this really motivates me a lot. Stay tuned for more educational content, for more trades, and let me know what you want to see more down in the comments as well. Thank you for staying up until now. I really appreciate you guys and can't wait to see you on my next video.